We are scared to death of people getting to know us enough to know how twisted and despicable and sinful we truly are. And so often, in the guise of religiousness, we do our best to clean ourselves up for decades, and we go to church and we do our best to show everybody how good we are, simply so our deepest secrets aren't found out. And 30 years later, you might be sitting in church and you've never had a true experience with God simply because you've been acting and you fooled yourself into thinking that you're good with God. But you know.
You're not. We know that God is upset with hypocrisy. We know he wants to clean it up. The Bible says in verse 10 of Exodus chapter 32, these people who are called to worship God on this mountain, God sees them for who they are. And the Bible says, God speaks to Moses. Now, Moses, let me alone, that my wrath may wax hot against them, and that I may consume them, and I will make of you a great nation. God was ready to give up.
God saw their search history that hadn't been cleared. He saw everything.
He saw every single thing.
And the judgment of God comes and talks to the mediator.
Yeah. And verse 11, the Bible says, and Moses begged God. One of the things that I love about being here this week, is that you have a lot of people begging God on your behalf. They're praying. They're saying, Lord, please give them another chance, another opportunity.
And Moses, as he's having this conversation with God, acknowledges the children of Israel have royally messed things up. It's jacked. In verse 31, it says, and Moses returned to the Lord and said, these people have sinned a great sin and have made themselves gods of gold. But now, if you will forgive their sin, but if you don't, blot me out, I pray, out of your book, which you have written.
And I love what God then says next to Moses. Therefore, now go. Lead the people unto the place of which I have spoken unto thee. And behold, mine angel shall go before you. Nevertheless, in the day when I visit, I will visit their sin upon them. Now, what's important about this, my dear friends, is that God refused to give up on these people.